Hey everyone, and welcome back to Countdown to Chill. If you're new here, this channel is all about slowing things down, being intentional, and building a life that feels calm, stable, and fulfilling, not rushed or chaotic. Today, I want to walk you through my full retirement plan, not from the perspective of a financial expert, but as someone who's been thinking carefully about what kind of life I actually want to live and how to build toward it in a realistic way. This is the plan I've been working toward for years, and it finally feels like it's coming into focus. Let's start with the timing, because that part of it is very intentional. I plan on retiring April 1st, 2032, and there are a few reasons I picked that date specifically. First, my son turns 26 the month before. That means at that point he'll age off my health insurance, and by then he'll also be finished with college. One of my goals has always been to help him get through school without student loan debt and to give him the chance to start adulthood on solid ground. That timing matters a lot to me. I want him to be able to step into his own life independently without needing ongoing financial support from us. Secondly, my wife will turn 65 just days before then, which means she'll qualify for Medicare, and I'll also be eligible at that point, so healthcare lines up cleanly for both of us. There's also a financial reason. I'll be receiving an annual bonus and a full year's salary increase before stepping away. That income gives me one last savings boost right at the end. And honestly, there's a lifestyle reason as well. Honestly, I don't want to retire in the middle of winter. I want to start this next chapter when the weather's warming up, when the days are longer, and when everything feels like a fresh start. This plan isn't about squeezing every possible dollar out of life. It's really about designing a lifestyle that feels calm, manageable, and intentional. I'm not about chasing excess. I'm chasing stability, flexibility, and peace of mind. Everything about this plan, where we live, how we invest, how we spend, is built around that single idea. Housing is the single biggest piece of this plan. Right now, I live in my primary residence, but when I retire, I'll be moving into a condo. And the great part of that, I've already bought the condo. I bought the condo this past May for $195,000, and we owe about $154,000 on it right now. We've been paying extra towards the principal every month, and it is being rented out, so that is helping us build equity. At this pace, I expect to owe somewhere around $115,000 by the time I retire. The plan from there is simple: sell my current home, pay off the proceeds to pay off the condo, and enter retirement with no mortgage whatsoever. That alone dramatically reduces monthly expenses and, of course, my stress level. This condo was a very intentional choice. It's technically on the second floor, but it has ground level entry, so there are no stairs to deal with. That's something that in retirement will be increasingly important. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo overlooking the 10th hole of a golf course. I can sit on the deck, the views are quiet and peaceful. There's also no lawn to mow, no snow to shovel, and no exterior maintenance. The HOA covers water and cable, and that makes budgeting even more simple. There's also a shared washer and dryer on each floor, so that's one less thing to maintain. What I really love, though, is the location. The condo is close to grocery stores, restaurants, and everyday essentials. There's even a small shopping center right at the entrance of the community with a restaurant and a pizza place. Across the street is 55-plus apartment community, so it's an area designed for people who want a quieter pace of life. It's low maintenance, it's walkable, and practical. Everything that I was really looking for in retirement. It checks all the boxes. in addition to my primary home and future condo, I also own 2 rental properties in West Virginia. They're located in a small town, friendly, affordable, and quiet. The cost of living is very low, and property taxes are only around $1,000 a year. What's more, one of the properties is fully paid off. The other will have only about $5,000 left on the mortgage by the time I retire. I'm currently renting both of these through Airbnb and Vrbo, and I do have a property manager handling the day-to-day operations. While that helps, being a long-distance landlord does still come with stress and mental bandwidth. And here's the honest truth. I don't want to have to manage rental properties in retirement. I know I can make more money by keeping them, but at this stage of life, I value simplicity more than maximizing my returns. So the plan as of right now is to sell those properties and reinvest the equity into more passive investments through probably a brokerage account. Another major piece of our financial picture is the pet sitting business, which I did reference in the intro video. My wife and I built this from the ground up, and today it generates 6 figures in annual revenue year after year. It's been an incredible business. It's stable, it's reliable, and it's deeply rewarding. But it's also very hands-on. Even with systems in place, it requires scheduling, communication, problem solving, and constant availability. It's not something that we can fully step away from. And while that's fine during our working years, again, it's not how I want to spend my retirement. So the plan would be to sell the business as part of our transition. It does have real value. It's a strong reputation. We have loyal clients, consistent cash flow, and that's what makes it a sellable asset and not just a job. Selling it will provide just another infusion of capital and allow us to truly step into the next phase of life without obligations pulling us back. Alongside real estate and business assets, we've been building our traditional retirement savings. Right now, I have just under $150,000 split between a 401k and an IRA. I contribute about 18% of my income, and my employer adds about another 4% on top of that. Now, here's the nice thing. I have the option to put my entire bonus, which is usually between $6,000 and $7,000 a year, directly into my 401k. So that really helps things build up quick. Assuming salary increases and reasonable returns, I expect to have $400,000 to $500,000 by the time I retire. I also contribute to a health savings account, which is one of the most powerful but underused retirement tools available. Right now I'm contributing between $5,000 and $6,000 a year, and my employer actually adds another $2,000 to that amount. This money grows in tax-free, it grows tax-free, and it can be withdrawn tax-free for medical expenses. Our plan is to hold on to that until retirement, and that will become a dedicated healthcare fund, which will be increasingly valuable as medical costs rise. And then on top of everything else, I do receive a small pension at age 65. Right now it's projected to be around $200 to $225 a month. It's not a huge amount, but it's guaranteed income for life. And that's one type of stability that is comforting, even if I do have the option to take a lump sum. When I step back and I look at everything together, here's what I see. I see a paid off condo, proceeds from selling the rental properties, a solid retirement portfolio, a pension, an HSA, and then obviously decision to take Social Security at some point. And importantly, we will have no debt, no pressure, and no rush. This isn't about chasing the biggest number. It's about building a life that feels calm, flexible, and sustainable. For me, Retirement isn't about stopping work entirely. It's about having control over my time. It's about choosing how I spend my days, not having others choose for me. It's about waking up without pressure or urgency, and that's what Countdown to Chill is really all about at the heart of it. Now, if you've made it this far, thanks for spending the time with me. And if this video helped you think different about your own retirement plans, I'm really glad you're here. This is Countdown to Chill, and I'll see you in the next one.